I started my first cut, everybody flooded me with tips like, don't be in a big deficit or you will lose muscle. Don't do cardio or you will lose muscle. Don't cut for long or you will lose muscle. Do lighter weight and more reps. Superset everything, that is the best for cutting because you will lose strength and muscle. For some reason, everybody attached a you will lose muscle phrase at the end of the sentence. And I was afraid that I will mess up everything and lose the hard-earned muscle that I gained in my bulk, not to mention in the body what I hated because I was carrying so much body fat. I was thinking, what was the point? That was my first cut. After that, I was wondering, what if everybody is wrong? What if you won't just maintain your muscle, but you will gain even more whenever you do a cut? And then it took a big turn and then I realized the truth. The problem is how people approach their fat loss. They literally approach it instead of approaching their muscle building. You just need to be in a deficit and that is the equation. And you can adjust the variables in it. But the way you build muscle in your bulking is not going to change when you are cutting. Let's assume a few things. You are not a complete beginner. They rarely need to do a big cut unless they are carrying a low of body fat. You have a good protein intake, 1.6 to 2.2 gram per lean body kilogram, and you also understand calories and you are going to put yourself in a 500 calorie deficit. And that is pretty much the nutrition part. Now let's add cardio. You are going to do 30 minutes of walking every day just to burn an extra 200 to 300 calories based on your intensity and your effort. And you only do this to push yourself further in a calorie deficit because you want to be a bit more aggressive with it. And now comes the question, does anybody believe that these variables are going to build or take away muscle? And I'm pretty sure it's nobody. If you take away training, you're not going to build any muscle, so we have to look for a solution there. You need progressive overload. You can't come out weaker from your bulk when you are cutting. Sure, some lifts like a barbell bench press can drop because you are losing some leverage as you are getting thinner, but people usually increase their dumbbell bench press when they have a good training approach in a cut. The mistakes are changing your plan, your rep ranges, your techniques, and adding too many intensifiers and volume. So let's start there. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that you will come out with more muscle mass instead of losing it in your cut if you fix all of these. Improve your intensity. I get it, you will be low on energy. But if you go to the gym when you have the most calorie loading, then that will get you through your training with a good performance, and for the rest of the day you can spend it with daydreaming about food and suffering. Your reps. Doing lightweight for higher reps is the opposite of what you want to do. I have talked about this in depth, that doing higher reps is going to cause more fatigue, it will require your attention longer, your focus longer, and it will also stretch the sets longer because you will still have to get to failure, and that is going to take some time. And let's be honest, those are all the things you are short of when you are cutting. So stick to a lower rep range. I recommend the 5 to 9 and try to PR whenever you can. And now comes your technique, and I said this before, if you can't improve on straight sets, you are only going to regress on intensifiers like supersets, giant sets, and clusters, and so on. Your volume. You only need 4 to 5 sets per exercise if you are ages away from failure. When you are low on energy, you need less sets and more effort. 2 to 3 sets per exercise is plenty if you take it all the way to failure. Especially on a cut, when you are getting close to the end of your training, it's going to get harder to focus your effort on the exercise at hand. And this is how you gain muscle and maintain all of it when you are cutting. Hope this helped. Talk to you soon.